All right, hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do the final flip through of Junk Journal January 2025. So I did print out the list here. I'll keep it in the journal later, but I need to keep it out for now so that I can make sure I am telling you guys which prompts they were, because I did not put things in order. So this is the journal that I used for Junk Journal January, and I'm also going to be using it for Junk Journal July. So you can see there's two signatures in here, and I have the second one left for Junk Journal July. This journal was made for me by my dear friend Anne-Marie, and I have a flip through of the journal when she sent it to me, available on my page if you guys want to check that out. I also did a small flip through of the one that I made for her, and you can check that out as well. I'll have both of those linked below. So we'll start off here, and actually day one was cover, so I didn't actually do anything for day one. I just shared the image of the cover that I made for her. So we actually start off with day two, and this one is envelope. So I just used this old envelope and made a little journaling card to go inside with some of my pressed and dried flowers. Very simple. I did use some printed acetate for the window here and did just a little bit of a collage with some roses and a little ephemera piece there on the front. So in here, this is the card that Anne-Marie sent me with the journal. And then this one here was for day 11. That was magazine. And I found this really awesome picture of this guy in the National Geographic, and I just cut it out and whited out the background and added a little bit of doodling in there. I just loved the colors and the beautiful flowers around him and everything, so really wanted to include him in here. So here underneath I have the prompt for day 9, which was hidden. And she actually made this so that it was a flip up already, and I just added into it. So I put this little collage in here with this window piece, and I actually used glossy accents behind the window. I just wanted to see how that would work. You can see it's not as smooth as using acetate or anything like that, but I think it still turned out pretty good. And then put in the Celebrate the Journey. Over on this side, I actually have the prompt for, hold on, let me see, Unfold. So this one didn't go quite as I wanted to. I still like the way it turned out, but I have to kind of finick with it every time I open it. So I did this little pop-up butterfly, and that's what I meant by I have to finick with it, get finicky with it. So I added this little pop-up butterfly and just a bit of collaging to the page. I definitely want to try doing more of this kind of stuff. I just need to do a little bit of research because currently I do not know how to do those very well. So I used some of my old German pages, and this butterfly and the flowers were actually from Anne-Marie. Okay, and then we have, this is for day 4, which was outline. So I used some vellum paper and some of that printed acetate to make a little pocket. It is backed with more of my German papers, and then I just made this little card to go in there and overlapped a couple of these different pieces here. Topped it with a little bit of lace. And used my white Posca to put an outline on both the pocket and the card. Right here, this was for day 12, which was overlap. And I just grabbed a bunch of different scrap papers and made a cute little waterfall journaling spot here. like so. This one has more than one, so this was for day 3. Yeah, this was for day 3, which was tickets. So I used some tickets to create the background and then layered a few more tickets on top of them. Used some of this white floral washi tape, and then I just backed it with some fabric and turned it into a little belly band. Underneath, I have the prompt for day 8, which was antique. And so I used some of this antique paper in the background, as well as this, oh God, I just forgot the name of it again. I'm so bad at this. I forgot the name when I was showing it to them the first time as well. It's not a cabochon. It's a, oh... Yep, I know the answer. I'll put it up here for you guys as soon as I remember what it is. I can never ever remember what that is called. I don't know why. So then over here, I have the prompt for day 26, which was movements. Anne-Marie had already put these two cards, not cardstock. Wow, my brain just completely shut off, didn't it? These brown butterflies were already there. So I just added some stamping, a little bit of drawing, some splattering, and then this butterfly printed on vellum with a little bit of string underneath, and just made it kind of look like they were flying up the page. And then because music and movement have a lot to do with each other, I added that little quote. Here, this was my prompt for day 6, which was embossed, and I took this card and embossed in gold and bronze in the background, covered it with some newsprint there, and then I embossed my little birdie here and gave him a little nest. And then down here on the bottom, I actually added the prompt for day 28, which was sealed, and so I did this cute little wax seal. It did end up covering up a little bit of this saying, unfortunately, but I just went in with a marker and wrote down the rest of that. So here, this was the day 14, which was balance, and I just happened to find this little cutout in my stash of a girl that's balancing the buckets from the water, and I found some pink and blue birds that I thought would look really cute with her. So I made a little tuck spot for her as well out of an old library card. So here I have the prompts for day 13 and day 29. So day 13 was opaque, so I put in these, originally I had just used the door and blocked out the door with this craft paper here. And then when I saw the prompt for day 29, which was reveal, I decided to turn it into a little opening that has a lovely little quote inside. Over here, this was for day 10, this was trim. And I was thinking about it more like trimming a Christmas tree, so putting little decorations and stuff on it. I'm not sure how well that one turned out, but I'm pretty happy with it. Just a little bit of collaging here, and then some dried flowers on top. So this was for day... Hold on one moment. Where did it go? Repeat. So day 22, which was repeat. And I've made these tiles, actually. This all came from the same piece. I did some alcohol ink using the colors for the Maker's Color Combo Challenge. And then I just cut it into little tiles and made a repeated pattern out of it. And I think that turned out really cute. I do like the colors they chose for that. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's part of, I think Carrie is the one who actually posts it, but they do it on the PM Artist Studio Makers. I'll leave the link. I'll leave the link below to the Facebook group. But they do a color combo challenge every month, and that's what that was for. So here, this was actually for day 7, which was Tuck Spot. I just did a little bit of collaging, some faux stitching, and added this cute little quote here. These are some stickers, and then I believe both of these pieces are from the Tim Holtz collage strips. And then I actually have 3 different ones in this page, so that's fun. This was the prompt that I made for newspaper, so day 23 newspaper, and I took an old card, layered some vellum newspaper print on top of it, and then just did some faux stitching, added this little Tim Holtz girl and have an open heart. And then I wanted to do something similar. So for day 27, I did this one, and it was crumpled. So I'll have to bring this in close so you can see, but you can see there's this crumply texture on the top of the card. So this is another playing card that I just layered some faux rice paper, faux handmade paper on top of. Did a little bit of staining and some dry brushing to bring out the little crumples and crackles. I added this pretty girl on top of some acetate, and then added this little acetate moth. Very cute. She is actually from my freebie, so if you guys are interested in that, it's on my Ko-Fi site. You do not have to pay anything for it. Just enter $0 when it asks how much you want to give me, but you can get her along with 14 other images in that freebie. So here, this was for day 15, which was neutral, and I have these kind of triangular playing cards that I used. I just collaged some paper on the background, did a little bit of a cluster with one of my dry leaves and some little ephemera pieces and some more of this lace texture here. And then I had this one, which was for day 5, which was depth. And so I used an old vintage postcard, and I tried to layer the pieces up. There's even 3 little parts of the butterfly here to try and add depth. I don't feel like it came across as well as I was hoping it would, but I think it's still really cute, and it definitely gave me ideas of how to move forward with something like that in the future. So here, actually, these are 2 that are right in a row. So it is prompt 24, which was line, and 25, which was modern. So this here is a quote. A simple line painted with the brush can lead to freedom and happiness. And that's by Joan Miro. And he is a Spanish painter and sculptor from the 1900s. And this is actually one of the paintings that he did. It's Women and Birds in the Night. And I loved it so much. I thought it would work great for modern. The only thing I did was add a little bit of black and gold embossing just to make it stand out a little bit more. And this is probably one of my favorite spreads. He is absolutely one of my favorite artists. If you're not familiar with him, if you like the kind of surrealism aesthetic and stuff like that, then I definitely think you should go check him out. Okay, and continuing on. So this one also has 2. This is for day 17, which was Fragile. Let me just get the card out of there for a second so you can see it. And I used this die cut little tuck spot here that I stained in blue. I believe it's the Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide. Layered up another butterfly and then used another one of those transparent wings just on half of it. And then some little fabric bits that were gifted to me. And then for the next one, oh, it's right there. Don't mind me. So this was for day 21, and the prompt was map. I actually am going to confess, I did not make this in January. I actually made this a couple of months ago. I was inspired by my friend Sonia from Artsy Solutions. I will link her channel down below as well. But she was making ATCs, and I hadn't made ATCs in a while, and it's not what I had originally planned to do. But when I ended up adding this gold leaf, they looked like little islands to me, and so I just turned them into like little mini maps, these ATC cards, and I thought they were so cute. I have sent most of them away, but I wanted to keep one for myself just as a reminder, and so I decided to store that in here. So up here, this was day 30, and it was fabric. Anne-Marie had already added this really beautiful little lace here, but I added some fabric tape from Tim Holtz, and then I stained up just with acrylic, I almost said ink, acrylic paint, watered down acrylic paint. I stained up this lace flower in yellow, green, and turquoise, and I just thought that was really, really, really cute. This one I'm not at all happy with, unfortunately. This was for day 20, which was tissue. And you might be able to see it if I pull it up close. This tissue that I layered in the back is actually a mushroom tissue. And so I was trying to do the mushroom tissue in the back and then a layer of mushrooms on top of it. But for whatever reason, the tissue paper was refusing to stick down, so it got completely lost. You can't see it at all anymore. I mean, you can see it a little bit right here, a very tiny bit, you know. You still get the impression, but it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I still like the idea of it, and I really like the colors, just not the execution. So here, this was actually the prompt that I did for day 18, which was bright. I just did a little collage up there, but mainly the focus was supposed to be on this tree, because look at how fun and glittery that tree is. And it's so bright and colorful, and it made me super, super happy. This is actually one of the stickers that Anne-Marie included in the journal when she sent it to me. So that was really sweet and very cool that I got to use quite a few of the things she put in here, actually. So this one here was for Bubble Day 19. And this page was already in here, and I just picked a couple of spots to put bubbles in. I went in and put a watercolor ground over the whole page, and then went in with watercolor and added a really light wash of some greens and some pinks and a very tiny bit of brown down here. And then wherever there was a bubble, I added a little bit darker watercolor wash, and then went in with my acrylic markers and filled in the colors for whatever it was overlapping. And then I love this little quote, "Put your worries in a bubble and blow them away." I don't know where that's from. I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it as like a quote or anything from anyone. So we have one more here. This is the end of this signature. And as I said, I'm going to be using the second signature for Junk Journal July. So that's very exciting. But here in this pocket, we have the last prompt, which was letter for day 31. And I just took this is a brand new letter that I actually took, and I used a fun distressing technique with some lotion. So this is now really soft and flexible and pliable. And then I did a little bit of faux writing on the top and bottom, and I added this vintage Paris sticker and a stamp. And then anywhere it tore, because it did tear when I added the lotion onto it, because it gets really soft and pliable, you know, until it dries up, I added the Tim Holtz tape. And then I added some stamping with a beautiful little hummingbird here. We've got a feather on the back, and then another little bird in flight in a kind of faux seal situation. And what I will be putting in here, now that I am finished with all of these prompts and have given you guys the tour, is a letter to myself about the things that I enjoyed during Junk Journal January. If there's anything that I really, really love and want to try again, and stuff like that. So that will go in this letter, that will get put back into this text spot, and then I will have a little, you know, idea of what I did this month and, you know, what I liked and what I didn't, and some ideas for the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I am sorry again that I got sick and wasn't able to do as many of them as I had hoped, but hopefully you enjoyed the flip through anyway. Yeah, that's going to be it for Junk Journal January, and I don't think I'm doing another prompt-based challenge until Junk Journal July. We'll see. I know Carrie Griffiths is doing something in March. I'm not sure if I'll be able to participate in that or not, but we shall see. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great fun once again, and I will see you guys on Friday with the next video, okay? Bye.